All right, and we are live.
Hi guys.
It's fine. Yeah,
It
first
is.
one here. Let's see who's in here quick. Jenny Lynn,
Wow.
Borsak, Bird, Crampton,
Yeah.
Monica Lynn, Aqua Design, Mel Martin,
Break it up, Bob.
Dennis Christensen. There we go. I thought I
Oh,
had
I
it
thought it
fixed.
was me. I'm having trouble
Freaky
tonight.
Fish Lady Holly, DJ Autocross, Bunny Viper, and that may be why are we always yelling? Sammy, I think that's it. Silver Creek Aquatics, Silver Creek Aquatics.
So
Love
quick.
y'all, even Bob that's breaking up. I know, right? All right.
Eric,
Well, welcome
Jimmy
everybody.
Mark, Jenny Lynn.
That's not even showing, is it?
We got
It
Mark.
I said in Susan I was going to change my T-shirt, and then it looks like lipstick, so I left it. Taco Bell.
Lynn.
Dennis Christensen. Hello. Oh, today is TJ Autocross's birthday today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, you young
And
kid.
Susie's birthday too.
Yeah,
My
Susie,
birthday
happy
weekend.
birthday.
It started on Friday.
I wish I could trade birthdays with TJ Autocross.
Yeah. Doing a
And
whole weekend.
hi.
Why is that, Ed?
Jimmy.
Why is that,
hi.
Ed?
Because he's a lot younger than me.
Oh.
Oh, birth dates.
Oh, you.
Susie would just be a sideways trade,
Yeah, right?
even though she roller skates a lot better than I do these days.
She's tearing it up in those videos. That's for sure.
Yes, she is.
Oh, I remember when I was in California, I got a pair of roller skates and I was teaching myself to roller skate like you're doing. But I was out in the driveway and I started losing my balance and I grabbed the hood of the car and it was like 500 degrees.
Oh, no. You get burnt?
Hurt my hands, yes. I was like,
And busted your tail.
But wasn't that
Ouch.
fun, Pam? Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, great fun.
Boxer Bob, but I stay here for Dee Dee. All right.
Oh,
We got you covered, going and coming, Joe.
Joe.
Something for everybody.
I come here for Boxer Bob, but I stay here for Dee Dee.
Right? We used to go to the skating rink. We used to go to this little town like 7 miles away. My mother would drive us, and it was an old-fashioned one with a wooden floor and all these old pictures of people like from 10 years before, all black and white, were all over the walls in all these frames, these group frames.
Yeah.
And they looked so old, but it was only like from the 50s, and we were doing it in the 60s. So.
Yeah. I think I skate with those people. I do an adult skate, and I'm the young one.
We loved it. There was nothing else to do, you know, and there was nothing going on there that I knew of, like drugs or anything. So
I'm
I
glad we
used to
still
go
have
to-
these rinks.
I had a friend and I, her dad went to Oaks Park in Portland, which had a big roller skating rink, and it had like one section of the floor that went like that. It was really fun.
I have one of my rinks that's old that has that on the floor. You kind of have to brace yourself when you get to it.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
sorry about that, Creek, Silver Creek Aquatics.
Silver Creek. Creek.
You call me Queef. Sorry about
Oh
that.
no, that sounds like it hurt.
It does.
He
but-
always is busting up something. Either he's tearing it up, fixing it.
Yeah. He is.
He's always tearing up something.
Table flip. Hashtag.
Taking it down. Well,
Well-
that's better than Dennis Christensen said, "Lay Dee Dee."
I know, and they're like, what?
He meant Lady Dee Dee, which that's even stretching it too. But you know what?
Oh,
Oh my God,
Well,
it's so hot in
tentative-
here.
Yeah, right. It is here because I'm drinking coffee. Tentatively, our topic
I did it.
is
all good.
like fish meetups and Repticons and stuff like that. And what made me think of that is I went to Repticon today, and I'm going to hold one of my little new snakes
Blow
on
yourself
camera.
up because that's a beautiful snake.
Wow.
No, this is a fish stream. So anyway, I finally got a couple bucket lists, and this is a pied, and then I got a
Oh man.
killer bee.
Is that,
Y'all
is
really
that-
want to see it?
So you got 2 balls today too?
He'll be 3 months old, the 27th. Here, look at them. Look at
He
them.
ignored me, Judy. You hear that?
I
So
know.
pretty.
I
We're
got 2
giving it to
balls
him
today.
hard.
I got 2 balls and 2 frogs.
What kind of frogs?
They don't know. They're just some little tiny tree frogs, probably like the ones that I got from Kenny or that one that Ed and I got. It was that same kind of setup, Ed, that we got, that little
Okay.
one. But these are about half the size of the 2 that I already have. So I put them in there and they're so tiny.
Wow.
But I just saw them and I got them. But this guy was
That's
a dream
beautiful.
come true.
That guy
Yeah.
is so pretty.
Yeah, he's got the genes too. I forget what he's a super pastel. Is that what it's called? A super pastel and a pied. So,
Big Shrimpin is saying a blue-eyed Lucy's on his bucket list.
Oh, I saw one today.
Did
Oh, my
you?
God.
Oh,
Anyway.
snakes.
Anyway, we were going to talk about, going to fish events and swaps and that kind of thing. And if we do, and what we think about them, and what does it do for the, thanks, Paul, what it just do for the hobby. And I know you've been wanting one, Bunny. I know we've all been wanting one, and he is so, so pretty too. Anyway, who's I was just curious, like, what's people's experience with going to events? Like, I've never been to a big, like the Repticons. I like to go to those, but there's never anything like that close to me, a fish thing that's close enough, that I wouldn't have to travel and stay overnight. So I've never even been. I've been to local swaps and auctions and stuff like that. So who's been, and what do y'all think about them? And
Well, as far as I'm concerned, with my health, I'm not able to travel very far, so I've
Right.
never been to one. I kind of treat going on online shopping as like a show, and
that's it.
live vicariously that way.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely going to get a whole lot more selection, I would think, online than at a big event.
Yeah.
Ed, I'm gonna call on you because I know you live at them. If the door's open, you're there.
Yep. Well, with my injuries and health, that's about all I can do. So that's why
I know.
I'm always going to all the different shows and having fun doing those things. I think my favorite part is actually just hanging out with the other people that go.
Yeah.
I love being able to hang out and talk to the fish fam, and because this is like our club right now. Because everybody that's talking right now to us, and we love them all. And then we get an opportunity to meet some of them at the shows, and it makes it a lot more fun when everybody gets to hang out and sit and talk, and so Lady Rorschach gets a 50-50 conversation instead of having to just listen to us and post, messages. So that's what's really cool, is to get the feedback, or, not feedback, but the interaction back and forth and stuff.
Well, and I've never been to one of those events with Ed. I've seen him in action, like on lives and stuff. But he's been to Repticons, or we've been to Repticons together, I don't know, 2 or 3, maybe more times now. And what he talked about, he does that with the reptile people too. He's right in there talking to them, doing, video. I asked him to do my video last time or take over, and went back and watched, and he did a much better job than I was doing while I was buying my chameleon or something. So I understand how he really enjoyed it, and I saw that, how much it meant to him to interact with the people, even though they weren't fish people. So
Yeah.
Well, I took my dad to the Aqua Experience, like I think it was 2018, And he was just shocked how I would just go from booth to booth and talk to people like, but we're all friends. So we're all in the same hobby. So we all know. Right. So I went and I just, I talked to George Farmer. I didn't even know who he was at the time for about a half hour because he'd already set up his booth and most people hadn't. So, and I started on that side of the room and I just went from place to place talking to everybody. And my dad was surprised that you can do that. But, I just think because we have a love for the hobby, it's just easy to do.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's coming over.
And it does cross over a whole lot more than you think. I went back and rewatched your Friday Reptiles stream because I missed it. And there was something that the guy was saying that you could get, and Susie was like, "Oh, a lot of us have that already in our fish because of fish." I can't remember now what the conversation was, but it was some chemical or thing or something that we already have.
Bendazole.
Yeah, that's what it was. For the deworming of the lizards, and we do the same thing with our fish. Yep. So you still have a lot in common, even if you don't.
Well, one of the
wigglers and sliders.
One of the events Ed and I did go to for reptiles, he got that awesome piece of wood. And it was for aquatics, but a lot of that stuff you can use between the two hobbies. They overlap. So, Yep. But I would love to go to one. What do you think about those events just in general? Because I was thinking about that today with the reptiles. Like one place had snakes, just plain, or the classic ball pythons. They had been $50, and then there were 4 of them in there, or 5 of them. Yeah, 5 of them. And it said they'd been $50 each, and then they marked them down to $100 for all 5. So they went from 50 to $20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You should have bought them all.
I thought about it, and I thought I can barely feed them the snakes I've got now, and then I found these 2. So, but there was nothing wrong to them. They were just young snakes, and he's got to move them. He needs space, I'm sure, to breed snakes. And
right.
But you wonder sometimes what happens, to animals like that they don't want to take home. I know several years ago there was supposed to be some fish that got left somewhere, and somebody went back and got them, though, and rescued them.
Yeah, it was Betta's at one of the Aquashella shows, if I remember right.
Yeah, somebody went back and got them, though. I can't remember who.
And they were somebody threw them in the garbage.
No. A lot of people complain, especially like reptile shows, the small containers that they are in.
Yeah.
You got to remember that they are not in those containers that long. And what else can you do with them?
I'm scaring you to death. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you couldn't carry a 40 breeder for every snake.
Right.
Imagine you took
I understand
50 snakes to the show. You're going to carry 50, 40 breeders with you?
I know.
Now, some of those little bucket things, they do look mighty, mighty small because the snake can't even move. That would bother me. The little round containers, that's just full of snakes.
Don't they like being all tangled up like that? I think they like being all cooped up.
I guess it depends on the snake.
They like to feel secure, and that's how they feel secure if they're in tight quarters.
Yeah, I would like to see it just a little bit bigger where it could move and do something if it needed to relax. I don't know. If I was a snake, I'd want to relax. Well, I am a snake sometimes, but I'm always under a rock when I'm like that. So
you're a lizard, Dee, a lot lizard.
Speaking of lizards, I got a loose anole in the house.
Oh no!
No,
he jumped right over my head when I was cleaning the
welcome
thing
to the
out.
club, man.
And that little sucker has not showed up yet. He got out yesterday.
You better let some crickets loose.
Well, I did. I let a few out, and well, not in purpose, but it's like, okay, I'm not going to catch a couple of them. I let about 6 out by accident, but I caught about 4 of them, put them back in, and left 2 out.
I could bring Baby Cat over; she could catch it.
Right. Right, Joe? I see that. Well, speaking of those small things, this one that
Joe.
the other snake that I've got, I was asking him, what would you breed with this snake? Because he had made this snake, bred it, and it was the last one, and of the clutch or whatever. And he said, well, I'd breed it with a banana, whatever, and you could really make these or these. So I've got to research that. But I said, oh, you sold the one you had, and I saw the container was empty, but it was labeled that, and it was a male. And this one's a female I got. It's a killer bee is what it's called. But anyway, he said, no, I hadn't even noticed it. He had it around his neck, and he said it's really too small. He's too big to be in these containers, and we didn't realize it, so I'm letting him stay out. So,
How about an anaconda?
Ed, they had anacondas, little bitty ones there. I can't believe it.
You should get some.
No, you need them, and you need some water dragons.
You could sell an anaconda though for $1,500 when it gets big.
Right. I'm not going to be hanging with the anacondas.
Oh,
They get really, really, really big.
Yeah.
Really big.
Well, Lucky Smith brought up something that, see, I don't know because I'm not a snake person, but it said the snakes feel more secure in enclosures that are tight, where there are bright lights and a lot of activity, like an expo. So, that's just, if I was a snake, I would be worried. But he might, it's probably accurate,
especially the ball pythons. They live in burrows underground, and they are night hunters basically. So they definitely feel okay. People keep them in the drawers, like the snake drawers and the shelves. And I understand that they have everything they need in there and they're happy and secure. But I also like, and I provide hides for my snakes, but I like to see them out and about and moving and using their muscles and stuff too, besides just to, eat something. But anyway, how did we get on all that?
I have no idea. Oh, you showed us a snake.
Yeah.
I've been very surprised about my new hognose snake. He is in and out all day long, so I get to see him every day and several times a day.
See, when I had researched those, one of the things I thought I discovered was that they were elusive, but maybe not.
Yeah. I don't want to see them.
That's what I don't trust so much, but with no teeth. Dee Dee, I'll show you this other one in a little bit. It's real shy, but it's bigger than this one, but it's real shy. You'll die when you see how.
Yeah, we need to see the other one too. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, we're doing a snake broadcast.
No, we're talking about shows, and you just got back from one, so it fits.
I have never been to a show, so.
So while you're getting your other snake, Bob, I want to correlate that to the fish events, because when you went to this, you had so many more options at this event than you would going into any one particular store. So it's like you get 200 stores come to you, which is awesome. And it's like that with the fish events too, maybe not necessarily like the aquashellas and stuff, but when you have fish clubs and you have 50 different vendors that are all breeding these amazing fish that you don't see in the fish store anywhere, and they all know their Latin names. They all know all this stuff. They know, and it's just, I think it's so much more exciting aside from the people, like you said, Ed, because who doesn't want to meet us? Like we're starting to really become really tight, and you get to know people, and then you get to meet them face to face. What? And it's so much fun, and I think the Keystone Clash is good because it's a smaller venue. Some of us have like real anxiety issues with the larger lights,
right.
But I just love it, and the variety of species that's available to us is amazing.
I have one beef about the Keystone Clash.
What's that?
And that's that Susie stays in one little room the whole time.
They lock her up.
Now
She's in her hide. She's in a hide.
I like that there's hot dogs in the room.
There were
But-
hot dogs.
But I didn't get to see Susie as much as I should have.
Well, you
That's
could have
her
gone in the
bait.
room. I didn't. Nobody. I asked people, bring a board game in the room, and we'll play a game.
Oh, you didn't say that to me. I brought board games.
Yeah, you should have said it, Ed.
Ah,
This is just my perspective because I have not been to any of them, but I see the Aquashellas as geared towards drawing the businesses in, and I see like the Keystone Clash draw to bring in the hobbyist in. So you're going to get a completely different mindset
but
as far
you
as
know,
the overall event.
the truth of it though is the biggest group that Aquashella brings in are the casual people that have fish tanks at home, like 1 or 2 tanks, and they don't watch YouTube. They don't belong to a club, and they go to a convention like that, and then they have like everything at hand that they need.
Everything.
And, yeah,
Right, but that's what you've done. You brought in the businesses that sell the
Yeah.
filtration systems and all that. That's what's got the biggest bulk of the tables, right?
Oh yes,
It's those kinds of things where in like a Clash, and I haven't been to either, but I'm assuming there's more. Oh, I bred these fish, and these are my 4th generation of this fish, and you get that one-on-one with the actual livestock.
yeah. Oh look,
Oh my goodness.
She's super, super, super shy, so I have to go real slow with her. And he admitted he hadn't spent as much time with her and her clutch mates as he'd like to.
What
See her
a beautiful
looking at me talk.
if you put your finger up, will it bite you?
She might. She's not in a drawn back like in a protective or.
What a beautiful snake. Oh my goodness.
Wait till you see her body, Susie. If I went around with the camera, she'd get freaked out. Hey, little girl. She's got to have a
She
friend.
is so pretty.
See how she's studying me?
Yeah.
It took me like 20 minutes to get her to peek her head out. She went right into the ball python pose, when he handed her to me.
Now, what would you do if Yazi just jumped up there and bit onto her neck?
She would probably give Yazi a good bite. He won't do that. He likes the snakes and fish. He loves the fish and the snakes and stuff. He likes to watch the colors, I guess. I don't know.
He just doesn't like you, Ed.
That's
That's
true.
If I take him to any of the fish stores, he loves to walk, be carried around and look tank to tank. He watches them. So
And Yazi will walk right next to me at the fish store, but as soon as I look at him, he gets mad.
It's like I told you before, don't look at me.
what are you looking at? He's getting.
A little
See,
survival with attitude. Imagine that.
She may or may not be getting a little defensive. See how she's gradually going.
Yes.
Lucky you're saying the
She could
infrared
start
light from
pulling
the
her head
camera
back.
might bother the snake.
It might.
Somebody told me that
Let me-
the animals can see. There's a little tiny red light that a camera phone puts out, and the animals don't like it.
Ah.
They can see a little
Yeah.
tiny red dot.
It's showing green right now. Let me turn this around. But that was a good tie-in, Susie. I agree with that. Yeah, look at that. As soon as I took the camera over here, she stretched way back out. Come on.
Aw.
She's very curious. See her neck starting to curve again,
Yep.
so she could bite if she wanted to. Look at that. You taste that alcohol. She said, Chewy, that's alcohol. Yeah, I've still got them just got them in quarantine because they came from 2 different booths. And
that coffee
if she
cup?
goes back,
What type of alcohol are you drinking?
I know, right?
it's gin. I'm just dipping my fingers in my gin and splashing it on everything. But yeah, Both of these vendors had me clean my hands before I
Isn't
touched
she
the
just
snake.
so pretty?
She's gorgeous.
Lucky says, as long as the tongue is flickering, it's a good sign.
And what is she, Bob? What is she?
Killer bee.
Wow, beautiful.
When we were talking to one of the vendors, or I was talking at the last one, they said that the reason why they like to have you do that with your hands is you can carry mites from other people's reptiles to your reptiles.
Right.
Yeah, mites spread really easily, and snakes do get them. So.
Wow, I didn't know anything about that.
Me too, Lady R. Me too. She's in love with the snake.
Killer bee is the snake.
is?
Lady R.
Lady Rorschach?
Yeah.
That's because it
I
matches her
can't
mask.
see the chat right now.
Okay. She says,
If
I
y'all
am
were watching-
just in love with this snake.
She likes the Rorschach symbols all over him.
Probably. It looks like she's had chocolate drizzled on her. Is what it looks like it's running down. And he said that'll get more pronounced as she grows a little more.
Oh, she is so pretty.
Yeah, she's
And how
coming
old
back
is
now. She's like 6 or 8 months old, something like that. I forgot exactly. She's not a year old, not close yet.
And when do they start breeding?
It's a certain weight.
Okay.
I think more than
usually about 3 years.
3 years they get that size. Yeah.
So that looks like the color of like the wild discus, kind of.
She's gorgeous. The camera's not really showing how pretty she is, but
No, I thought just me, but I thought the other snake was prettier.
Yeah, well, it's just I scared her just about it. She saw my hand. See how she's turned over that way. She was over here looking toward him, and then when I put my hand to pick the camera, she jerked. She's so scared.
Only because the other snake I relate like a pied horse. The coloring of a horse, the pied.
Yeah, piebald.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This came from a morph called a spider, and the spiders carry a gene that causes neurological problems, and some it expresses really bad, and some it doesn't. And ethically, a lot of people say you shouldn't breed the spiders because they carry that gene. Well, her mother, it was a spider morph, and so that's where she's getting a lot of that pretty pattern. But she doesn't wobble. It causes them to wobble. Sorry. But see, she's not wobbling any more than the other snake.
Lady Rorschach wants a baby from her if you ever breed her.
Well, I got to find a banana. He didn't want to sell that one after he had it out around his neck, a banana male.
I don't know if that's politically correct.
A banana.
What?
Calling, never mind.
Anyway. Oh, I'm still up there big. Sorry.
I think, though, I like this one better because I like the solid marks over the ones that have the pretty white spots. I mean, I do see the attraction to the pretty white spots, but I think I like the solids.
I like them all, man.
She's also got, she's also super pastel too. They have the same morph dad, not the same dad because they're from different vendors, but super pastel was what they both had dads. So they should be really pretty snakes to breed them with most anything.
Have you looked it up? Are they trying to make
so cute?
Oh, sorry.
No, she's peeping around the camera at me. She knows what's going on.
Are they going to try to make
She's
a
watching
glow
me.
snake?
I hope not.
Why?
That would be too much for me.
Oh, got you.
It would look cool.
So how
Yeah,
many
you could
people
do that.
did you say were at this event?
How many people?
Mhm.
Well, one thing about it is it was at Camp Jordan, a place that has a big arena, and it was not. There wasn't a whole lot of people. I waited till the second day today, Saturday and Sunday, and then I didn't get there till about 12:30. I see you. She's watching me. She's not looking over there. She's watching me. She's not as big as she looks, you know, with the camera up on her, but she's 1.5 feet all day long.
She looks pretty big to
Oh.
me.
Yeah, she looks like she's 3 feet or so to me.
The other snake is just about 1 foot, maybe 13 inches, so she's a good bit bigger than him. Where you going? Huh? One of the cats is laying right over there on the table, but it won't even notice her probably. Where you going? Anyway,
Oh Lord, is she gonna get out?
she's not that fast. You gonna come here
Now,
to me?
when she gets out of quarantine, what kind of enclosure will she go in?
I'll put her in something like one of those back there with some real plants and some hides and you know, substrate, a water bowl. She's going to have some of that in here anyway.
What is that? A 40 breeder? Are they 20 long?
No, those are 10s. I'll probably go ahead and put her in a 20 long. I've got a 20 long, and I bought the cover and some stuff today. I heat mat for a 20 long.
They
So
say
I'll probably,
make sure you get the clips.
yeah, I learned my lesson on not having clips on them. Yep, I learned my lesson on that. I had 2 corn snakes get out. I finally got those, but I still haven't found my other black house snake. So
No?
it's probably somewhere in the yard or the attic or something.
Yeah.
Craig says the Western Plain Zoo is getting evacuated.
Oh no, why?
The rain.
He says rain.
Boy, they should take some of that rain and put it in the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Where do
Is
you
it-
evacuate a zoo to? Oh my.
I don't know. It's 30 degrees here right now. It's going to get down into the teens tonight.
Is it really a zoo or is it like open range or? I don't know what that place is. You gonna let me get you?
Oh,
Look at that. Look at that.
sweetheart.
What a sweet girl. Whoops.
Yeah,
Look at that.
she lets you pick her up, then you drop her.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drop her. Not likely. Not likely. Let me turn this around.
Let's see her. Oh, she trusts you already.
Better than she did. She was really stressed at the event.
Look how pretty she is.
Lady R wants to know if a corn snake would tolerate a 40-gallon breeder, or do they need one where they can stretch out?
A corn snake?
Yeah.
That would be big enough. I've got
Oh, yeah.
five baby to juveniles in this 33 that the camera's sitting on right here, and they're fine in there, but they've got lots of hides and leaves and bark, strips of bark.
What
you know,
about
this
when
is-
they're full grown? Would they still be able to stay in the 40-gallon?
I don't know. What do you think,
Yeah.
Mike?
40 breeder is way ample for a corn snake.
And do you put a lot of these snakes together in a big pile?
Depends on what kind of snakes they are and if they're male, female, or breeding. Or everything I read about the corn snake said do not put them together. So of course I put 5 together, and they're fine.
I like going to like reptile gardens and going to their snake pit that you get to walk down into and see all the rattlesnakes.
Where's that
everywhere.
at?
There's one in Colorado and there's one down in Florida. There might be more, but those are the 2 that I've been to.
Wish we had a reptile place near us here in Tennessee.
Yeah,
You
it's just
do.
like
It's
an
called
aquarium.
Bob's house.
Ah,
I guess. Getting to be that way. You're cold, girl.
Joe Coffee
They're
says he
cold.
keeps 10 corn snakes in a 10-gallon tall.
Yeah. And a red-tailed cat in there too.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Oh, look how tiny she is. She really does. She curled up in the palm of your hand.
See her hiding her head because I scared her when I scratched my forehead. See, this is what she did when I first found her. She was hiding her face. There she is. Yeah, I'm silly. I forget. See, she's ready to protect herself if she needs to.
Dude.
Oh, it's not Colorado. It's South Dakota.
South Dakota.
The Black Hills are in South Dakota. Not. Yeah, I got that mixed
I
up.
was trying to take myself off of there. What about moving on the topic that we're discussing? On what about like the auctions? And that's usually the only one that I can ever remember being to is when Ed and I and Ginger Graves went to Atlanta a few months ago and bid on those fish. But I kind of felt kind of bad for some of the fish because nobody wanted them.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's how it is at a club meeting, because it's normally the fish that people are trying to move out of their fish room to make room for other fish. So at the end of a club meeting, that's the problem with those. Now they'll have a big club meeting. I wish we could have went to that one, Bob, that Atlanta has, where they'd have probably like 1,000 things they sell and it lasts all day long.
Yeah.
That one would be really fun. We got to make sure we do it next year.
That's how the Bucks County Aquarium Society is. Their annual one auction is humongous. But even the club one, because of the BAP program, we get a great variety, which you get points for breeding, and you bring 6 of the fry in, and you get points for that. So you get a variety. I get so many like rare species and things that somebody bred, because the rarer the species, the more points you get. Like if somebody brings in 6 guppies, it's not going to be the same points as bringing in something that's on the CARES list or something.
yeah,
Pretty cool.
Well, I recently went to the Raleigh Aquarium Society, which is a couple hours away from me. But the first time I've ever been to any such thing, but like somebody was letting go of some Bosemani rainbows, and there must have been 8 to 10 in the bag. And I think somebody could have got them for $8.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it was ridiculous. It's like, oh my God, you know, this is where you need to come to start, you know, because
It is so amazing.
I didn't have any tanks for more fish, but you know, because I already got some stuff, you know, that's coming down the pipeline. But it's like, oh my God, there was just all kinds of pretty fish. And one person, they put a grab bag, and I didn't realize there was mollies and platies and this and a discus in a
Wow.
bag, and it went for $1.
Whoa.
And it's like by the time I realized that there was a discus in the bag, it was sold, because it's like I wanted to try discus, and that would be the perfect way to try it, you know.
yeah.
But the plants, but I spent like $100 and some dollars. I figured out by all the number of plants that I actually got, it would have cost me like between $700 and $800 if I bought them like in a little pot in a store individually. Yeah. It was just unreal. Everybody should try to hook up with one especially when they're having an annual sale.
One thing I've noticed, like what you're saying, is you can get supplies and stuff that you use in the tanks and stuff like plants, and I always do that because those things are going to be cheaper. And I bought stuff today that I knew what the prices are at Petco, and they were lots cheaper. Some of it half as cheap, and exactly the same stuff I bought 2 days ago. You know, something was $10. One of these lids, metal lids, wire lids, and it was $24 the other day at Petco. So I stocked up on stuff because, you know, I may get another snake. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think it's a pretty good bet there, Bob.
Do what? Oh, I heard it.
Yeah.
yeah, you probably will.
Probably. I might.
So, do you still have the 2 pacu fish, or did you have to place them?
They're still back here, and if I would ever put the pond together, the pool together, I could fill it up and, you know, leak test it and all that. But they weren't urgent. I mean, they're not dying or anything. You know, they're fine, but they're still growing. So
Right.
my goal was to get them out this year. So
Did the aquarium say they would take them?
No, they had no interest at all in them.
What
Wow.
jerks?
No interest. I thought about Atlanta, and I thought, nah, I'll just get me a pond and put them in there. other people do it, and it's fine. So, have you seen the tank that Ethan has in his store, Ed? I don't know if it's 700 and something gallons. That thing
Wow.
is huge. You could sit 2 or 3 of these 180s down in it. It's huge. I told him I came to pick up my tank today. He doesn't have anything in it yet, but he got it for like $100.
What?
Yeah, this doctor decided not to keep fish anymore, and he's got another one coming in, a 500 gallon. He's taking out those ponds where he keeps the goldfish over there. He's going to put it over there. So.
Wow, that's nice.
Well, Holly said that they stopped at a garage sale yesterday, and there were 4 55-gallon tanks with stuff inside of them for $10 each. And her friend's kid locked her in the truck. Keep her out.
Uh-oh.
Whoop! I thought Bob fell down.
Oh,
I did.
Are you
I
okay?
Jumped up quick.
I bounce up. I bounce right back up. I had to lean it against.
I don't bounce anymore.
It was leaning on that plastic tub. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. Guys, I still can't get my phone out of this portrait mode. I've done everything. I guess I'm going to take it back to AT&T and see if they can get it, because I followed all the tutorials and it won't come out of it. So wow, got 15 for 3 throw off bristlenose pleco. Yeah, just a question of who's there. That's true. But sometimes I would wonder what happens to fish if they go to an auction and nobody wants them.
They go back to the person who brought them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had some guy who brought in like 12 convicts. Nobody wanted the convicts.
That's why you stick $1 on there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, these cichlids that I got, Ed, they're nice and they're doing great in the 75, but crap, his name went right out of my head. The guy that was kind enough to let us come to his fish room.
Michael? Or Mitchell?
Mitchell. I was trying to call him Michael too. Yeah, he rebagged them because their water was so funky and there were too many of them in the bag. He rebagged them, and put them in like 5 different bags. So that worries me, but what are you going to do?
Okay.
Patty says hello.
Is Patty there?
Yep.
Patty, I haven't seen Patty for a while.
Hey, Patty.
Patty's
Yeah, it's
super cool.
been a minute.
She made bail over there.
But,
Yeah.
you just have to be at the right place at the right time and have the right people moving out the right stuff. And
Patty shows up.
So we have a local fish store, not so local, and it's moving away. Unfortunately, Kuboids. It was at the Keystone Clash, and he has a lot of customers that bring in full-grown, beautiful, vibrant fish, and just will drop off like 30 or 40 fish. That's where I got my giant Daniels that were already giant for like, I think I got them for like $12, and I got like 7 of them or 8 of them. It was a great deal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing with some of the local fish stores. Like some fish stores won't take your fish in, but the ones that do, you can always find those real gems. But that store is moving far away.
I'm following that. They're talking about a medically significant spider. That's interesting.
A spider or a spider snake?
A medically interesting spider.
Oh.
Weird.
tarantula.
Maybe that means it's poison or poison significant.
Is that the one that kicks hairs?
Yeah.
Is that a new world or an old world?
Right.
Don't
I still remember a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, me too, man. That was.
I tell you what, spiders are so popular now. There were so many spiders at this thing today.
Mountaintop is here.
Hey, Mountaintop. Medically significant. Now,
Did they have any dart frogs, Bob?
They didn't, because I looked for frogs, and this is the only two I got was these little tiny, not even pea-sized frogs. But they did have some those red-eye tree frogs, and they had the Pac-Man frogs, of course, there every time.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't get the Pac-Man frog.
Why?
Because they're supposed to just be boring eating machines.
They're boring like my tomato frog, but the good thing about the tomato frog is he doesn't hide very well. So you see this huge just lump of frog all the time. Now the Australian tree frog is twice as big, but he is awesome to watch because he'll eat a bug with 2 hands like it was a burger. He just goes like crazy. These frogs are so cool.
That is cool.
Bob, can you make me big for a minute?
Grant came in.
Those
Grant.
I sure can. Hey, Grant, I see that. Those Pac-Man frogs, though, they eat mice and stuff, don't they? Like a snake.
They can when they get big enough, yeah.
Let's see how close I can get to it.
Yeah.
And I did your craft.
Oh. Which one? Hydro dip?
Well, yeah, the EVA is right in front of it. Get out the way. Did you see the skull in there? The big skull? Yeah.
I'm going to blow my screen up so nobody say anything in chat because I won't be able to read it. Oh, I see it.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing that crib did was he went inside from the back and it came out through one of the eyeballs. Which I thought was
nice.
Cool. But I missed it with my camera. That would have been cool to have gotten because he had his little head sticking out there, and I thought, "Oh, let me get my camera." So that was my first Chattanooga Ed project.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Nice.
And I made another one and mailed it out. But I was going to ask you. I was thinking about in this tank. Oh, cool.
Oh, you back up?
That's my Kansas City Chiefs one.
Okay.
There it is, yeah.
I'll put this tank together. And but you can't see it from this angle, but it's like it's 2 roads and which pathway you take. And like you can go from here and go around to this rock pile, or you can go into here or go into the castle, which I can't follow. Could I use, what kind of clay could I use to make me a roadway and put me some little rocks in it and make it look like a cobblestone? What's that kind of clay that you use to make your fishes and stuff?
Oh, I mean, you could do that. You could make your own with that, but you could like use fluorite or something like that.
Use what?
Fluorite.
Fluorite? Oh, no. I wanted something where I can make it like a cobblestone.
Oh, okay. Well,
pavement.
That's my sculpting. I just
sculpting.
Yeah. Let me see if I got it.
But doesn't Sculpey and Fimo leach out in the water after a year?
Not if you cook it, overcook it.
There's
and also I don't use colored stuff. So I can't tell you for sure if you buy a brown dye, it might leach. Right. I know people said they've made the black dye and it does leach into your water. I only use the white. It has no dyes in it.
That's right, Joe.
And you can't spray paint this either because if you do, it changes the chemical to it. And it'll just stay sticky forever.
Do you glaze it, Ed, or just cook it?
I overcook it. Like, here, I'll show you. This fish right here, see how the top is brown even?
Yeah.
It's like, because I overbaked it. And I didn't need to overbake. I accidentally overbaked it.
Okay.
But if it's going in the tank, I look for that brown. So that way I know that it's good to go.
Cool.
And then if she uses that white clay, how does she get it to look the color that she wants?
Well, that's the thing, is you can buy the one paint that works. It's a concrete paint, dry lock.
Dry lock.
Now, dry lock, it's almost like liquid concrete, and it comes white, and you have to have them put the dyes in it. So, like, you'll have to buy a pint, which kind of sucks, and then tell them to put, like, make it black or brown and it only comes in earth tones. It doesn't, you can't get, like, blue dry lock.
So you can't use the fusion paint on that?
No. If you do, it'll melt it.
Okay.
It chemically changes it.
So what would you do, Dee Dee? Make just like little rocks, pebbles out of that and bake all of them?
Yeah, well, I would probably have to put them in before I baked it, wouldn't I? If I was going to like depress them in the clay or the sculpty.
Yeah.
She hasn't stopped watching you all that since I.
You know who else does it, Dee Dee? You know Taylor at Simply Better?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
a sweetheart. She's very easy to talk to. She does things like that as well. So I would ask her.
Yeah, I remember she made like a hobbit village that was really cool.
Yeah. The next time I was planning on talking to her about that type of stuff in Dallas, but I wasn't able to because of the sickness deal. But
Yeah.
that was actually one of the things I was going to talk to her about.
Yeah. She does
Hey,
a very
Skipper.
good job too. Yeah.
Hey, Skipper. Skipper had a date with Annie tonight.
Oh, good for you, Skipper.
Recessa Annie.
There's
Yeah.
probably
I
other
see.
types of latex paints that you can use. I just haven't experimented with any types of latex paints. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I have bunches and bunches of like that brown pebbles that you buy for the aquariums.
Well, you could also,
I'm a reuser, so I try to reuse stuff I've got stocked up.
you
yeah.
could just glue that stuff together and make a road with just like a super
Ooh.
glue.
That would
That's
be
a good idea.
Yeah.
And you could make it so your sand, like make a flat sand thing and then kind of push through the sand and then put your rocks or pour your glue on it and then, or no, actually I would pour the rocks on the sand, then pour the glue on top of the rocks and flip
that
it
would,
up.
yeah.
But that glue would be real easy to hold, and then you're not adding an extra thing to your tank.
What kind is that?
This is it's the same thing that's the super glue, and it's got that special name.
That's with Tate or something.
Yeah. This is what I use for escaping.
Okay, cool.
Thick.
Yeah.
I like the thick, yeah. Because if you get the thin, it'll just go right through.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that
idea.
dries clear or does it dry white?
It dries clear.
Do you do it in the water? You glue it in the water or?
No, I glue it first and then I put it in the water.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then I have the stuff in the other room that instant sets, and I would use that too. Let me grab it quick. It's called an activator.
Okay.
Did he say instant sex or instant set?
I think it's sets, but it's going to grab it quickly and it's in the other room, it could go either way.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what makes it instant.
It's right there. And look, Ed normally has everything where he can reach it. You can tell he's not at his old desk, but he can reach everything in just a second and pull out a wheelbarrow or a chainsaw, whatever.
Accelerator. Does that hurry it up to dry?
It instantly sets it. It turns the glue super hard, super fast.
And it's fish safe when it sets?
Yep. Now, the one thing is like Grant, he uses a stuff like a waxy plastic that he heats up and it melts at 100 degrees. And that I want to start experimenting with. I've got a little bag upstairs and they use it in saltwater all the time. And we just don't use it in freshwater because, saltwater people don't tell us anything. But I've got the thing upstairs, and I'm going to experiment with it because you might be able to melt that and pour it on too. Do you want me to run up and get that bag?
It's up to you, yeah.
I'll go get it.
Ed's going to get his exercise for this stream.
Right.
He's going to say, gosh, I'm more out from this streaming, and his family's going to be like, well, all you do is sit in a chair.
Skipper wants to know if you can use that on plants. I would think so, but we better ask him.
What, like plastic plants, Skipper? Oh, you're talking about to glue regular plants to rocks? Is that what you're talking about?
I think
I don't think the accelerator is a glue. I think it accelerates the glue.
The glue.
Harden.
Yeah, so we go ahead and harden them quick and fast, instantly. Skipper
I
wasn't
wouldn't use
listening.
it in your sex life, though, Skipper.
He wasn't listening. He was all about the instant fast.
She has watched you all the whole time, watched my phone, and now she just turned and relaxed and let her head lay down, and she's not, in a strike position.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I felt her body relax when she did that. Now, if I just don't scare her again. When you're senile, you can't remember. No live plants. Does that mean no live plants or no live plants?
No, you can't use it on live plants. Someone said.
Well, I
You
couldn't
can
find
buy
it.
that
I'm
at Hobby
sorry.
Lobby.
Can you use that on plants, Ed? Skipper was asking.
Yes, you can use this stuff
Thank you,
on
Bonnie.
plants. I used it on my
Whoa, yeah.
on my plants in this tank right here, on my Anubias petite. And you could also use hot glue from a hot glue gun,
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and you could pour that over the rocks.
I used hot glue to try to make a rock skate,
Mhm.
and I did it on some wood too. But just as soon as it got in the cool water, it came apart.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I guess it's just good for you to like hold it for a second so you can let the instant glue or super glue dry. Is that what you do?
Well, for hot glue, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
For hot glue, you just have to make sure you have. Okay, it will come loose if it doesn't have enough tooth to hang on to. So if
Okay.
it's on two smooth parts, once
I
the
got
water
you.
seeps in, it'll be like a suction cup that has no suction.
Okay.
But if you poured that like real thick over your little trail, back and forth, it would just turn into a plastic, whatever shape, but all that rock would be stuck to the other side.
Glitch,
That's
get
good.
get you a hognose snake. Ed's got Ed. Mike's got one. Check out his video on it.
Oh, and it's so pretty too. And he
Little
says it's
hognose.
out every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about 8 inches long now, and I think he'll max out about a foot.
Go ahead, Dee Dee.
It is small. She's 1.5 feet, and she's not even a year old. She's a baby. My son cut his finger and super glue. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I'll super glue myself in a heartbeat.
But like, if you want to get two rocks to stick together, this is a scaper trick. Is you take like a cotton ball or a cigarette filter, and like you take the cigarette filter. I wish I had one with me, but they have like a plastic or a papery plastic around them. You peel that off, and then you have like just the cotton, and you pour that on the filter, and then you mash it together, and it's going to fill in all the holes on both sides of the rocks, so it's going to hold.
I saw somebody do that before. I think it was Rachel O'Leary, maybe.
Brooklyn does that too.
Yeah, so like that would be your filter, and let's say you got like a rock that's all bumpy, and you stick it like this, and you put this one, but you stick them together, and that's going to fill in all the spots that aren't touching on the rock.
Okay. And I'll give it a good hold.
Yeah. So you're getting a lot more surface area that glue is connecting to.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then you spray it with this, and it instantly gets hard.
Okay.
Oh, that's a liquid. Okay.
Yeah, it's a spray bottle.
Okay. Yeah, I just realized that. Okay.
Skipper.
So I was thinking it was like super glue too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little spray bottle.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I see a trip to Hobby Lobby coming.
Yep.
It's at Hobby Lobby. It's $6.50. I'm sure you can find it a lot better on Amazon.
Yeah, cigarettes are expensive to tear up. That's for sure. You have to raise the smoking places.
My favorite glue is Mark Twain glue. it comes in a container. It's thicker than this. They're Mark Twain thickness for model trains, and it's like twice as big. So
and it's safe for a fish.
Yep.
Okay.
Once it's set.
Yeah, but it sets almost instantly with this.
That is so cool.
Regina, I don't know about a rosy boa staying small. Does anybody know about that, Susie?
I bet Mike knows.
Yeah,
Rosie
Mike.
boas probably maxes out about 2-3 feet.
Oh, so that's not small to me.
That was close, Ed. Close.
I wish I would have done this. 3 to.
Well, if y'all don't have anything to do tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be the guest on Wet Your Plants.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what I can contribute, but I'm the guest.
Well, you're pretty awesome, so I bet an awful lot.
Oh, thank you. But I don't know what we're going to talk about.
How come I don't know what your plans?
That's Stephen P. 2003.
Okay.
He and Kelly Foreman most of the time.
I have a
Sometimes
coffee mug that says I wet my plants.
Yep. So
Okay.
they've helped me a lot, and maybe I could share some of the things I've learned. I don't know what the format's going to be, but whatever. Just wing it. And when I don't know, I can fake it. I've been faking stuff for years.
No, she didn't go there.
I'm just messing. I just figured I had to say it.
She said it and she meant it.
Yeah.
All right.
You just be you and it'll be great.
That's right. Exactly.
She swears it's clean though.
It is clean.
That's right.
Yeah.
Always
it's
clean.
I swear.
Well, on that note, corrupting my baby. Skipper posted the link for Danican Aquatics, so we'll head over there. He's live, I guess, already. So thank you, everybody on the panel. Did you say something, Mike?
We've been going an hour already.
Yeah.
Oh, that went by quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And we had a good crowd, even with other people streaming at the same time. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody, and thanks panel. This wasn't exactly but that's why we love to do the panel sometimes, and kind of go off topic and enjoy ourselves. So thanks everybody, and thanks moderators. Awesome job. And we will see you next Sunday back here. And don't forget Reptiles on Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Gotta say, a shameless plug.
That was a thing. I'm sorry,
if you
Mike.
haven't checked out Reptiles yet, you need to, because we are having an absolute blast. Some really great guests so far.
And I am learning so much from the guests that we have on there.
And that guy Friday night was a great guest.
Oh yeah, he was.
And he agreed to come back. I asked him. He was really pleased with the reception he got and how well he was treated, he said, and all that. So but do y'all want to do a Friday we're trying 8 o'clock right now on Eastern. We've been going at 7:30, so we're just trying this a couple of weeks and see how we like it. So give us feedback too when you're over there on that. And do we want a hashtag like hashtag Reptiles?
I like that idea.
Yep. Hashtag Reptiles to go over to Danican. All right. Thanks everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.